I'm Nick Weir. I'm part of a group of community activists who set up Stroudco Food Hub because we believe that the UK food distribution system is unsustainably dependent on cheap oil and cheap labour in developing countries, which means that there's a loss of small-scale local food production here in the UK, near where the people are who need to eat the food. So Stroudco has succeeded around Stroud in pulling together a group of 53 local food and drink producers who have set up this cooperative, and as part of that cooperative we also have nearly 500 consumer families who are also part of Stroudco. The Stroudco software works okay, it's good enough, but we and the other groups who are using the Stroudco software, there are now 93 other community groups who downloaded our open source software, have realised that the software is at the limits of what it can do in terms of its development. We need new software. So last year Big Lottery funded us to come up with a wish list for what we want the software to do, what it needs to do in order to help us grow this movement of local food hubs in the UK. And we now have an agreement with Open Food Foundation in Australia to develop open food networks for the UK. And if we're successful in receiving this funding, we will have a very advanced piece of software which will dramatically reduce our running costs. It will mean it's much easier to run this food hub. It'll cut our administrative running costs significantly. It will also make a dramatic improvement to the usability of the software from the shopper's perspective. It'll make it much easier for people to shop with Stroudco. Those two things together will make this whole system much more viable, easier for other groups to use, and we're hoping that more and more groups will adopt the software once it's improved.
Hi, I'm Serenity and I'm Kirsten. We're the founders of the Open Food Network. The Open Food Network is an open marketplace for local food, and it puts the control of the food system back in the hands of farmers, eaters and locally accountable enterprises.
In the current food system, a lot of the control is held by major players, multinational corporations, supermarkets, etc. We see food hubs as a critical response to this, that really are working to serve farmers and eaters and local businesses and rebuild local economies. So the critical thing is about making it easier for people to access sustainable local food. The Open Food Network is designed to support diverse and independent food hubs. So we understand that people do things differently, they have different business models, there's a lot of variation. At the same time, there's a lot that can be gained by working together and building on the knowledge that people have developed. So the critical things that are different about the Open Food Network are that it does support these different business models. It enables different farmers and food hubs to be connected in a lot of different configurations. It's designed to enable price transparency, so all the way through to the farmer what they got paid, and have very flexible fee structures so that people can set up their business models and operations in the way that they want. The Open Food Network is open source. We think open source is critical to enable us to work together globally on the kinds of solutions that we're trying to build. So people have the flexibility to work with and use and adapt what they need locally, whilst also being able to work together and to work on solutions that work much more broadly. We're already seeing the results of this. We're very excited about the potential to work with food hubs in the UK because there's a lot of knowledge and experience that's being developed by Stroudco and others, which we think can really contribute to how the Open Food Network develops.
So why the network? Why the Open Food Network? We've seen a lot of solutions that have been developed for individual food hubs, for individual operations, but we can see the power in connecting those food hubs in a network and offering farmers multiple places to sell through and making it easier for consumers to find hubs to buy through on one network.
My name's Sarah from Tamar Valley Food Hubs. We've been running the software from Stroudco now for nearly 12 months, and we're doing really well, but we would really like the software to work better and would support wholeheartedly an application from Stroudco to develop the software further.
Fife Diet is the largest local food organisation in Europe. We need an online ordering system that's effective and easy to use and that meets people's expectations when they're shopping now. The smooth running of the online technology is absolutely essential to the success of the project. We're really excited to be part of this pilot because this technology from Open Food Network brings the reality of a community-based food system so much closer. And there are a number of other groups in Scotland that are waiting to replicate our project once we're up and running.